How's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to adjust the valves and hydraulic lifters in a Volkswagen Vanagon. Alright, let's get started. Open this up, remove your top hatch, but I think you already know that. I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's a lot harder with one hand. So, we'll just do a quick overview. You've got cylinder, 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 cylinder. We go here to the wall. I've got, this is gonna be your front of the Vanagon, so your steering wheel's up here. You're gonna have cylinder number 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the correct order? I'm not even sure. Let's look at the back of this. Oh, crap. Okay. So, here's your cylinders. Let me see here. Let me look at this and get back to you. I'm actually confused. All right, I was just being dumb. So, right here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously. Front of the Vanagon. These are your cylinder numbers. And then on the back, we've got the firing order. So, cylinder number 1. If your distributor is not 100 degrees out and it's actually correct, which mine isn't, and I need to fix that, you're gonna follow this guide. So that means when you turn your engine to a top dead center, your thingy that spins around in the distributor, you know what I'm talking about, will be pointed towards somewhere around here. There's a little notch in your thing. And I'll show you that later, but I'm just gonna break this down for you. I'm probably confusing you. But here's your firing order, if you needed to know that. Probably know that also. I don't know what I'm doing right now. All right, if we come back here, you're gonna have to remove this, which is super easy. You just undo this. Your thing might be in a little bit different of a layout. This is I kind of jerry-rigged this all together. But it works. You have to remove this, your breather hose or whatever that's called, and then this thing right here, which is already all loosened up for me. And then on this side, you pretty much can get everything down from below. And you don't really have to remove this, but it helps a lot with visibility if you want to look down under from the top, but you can also just look from underneath. But it does help a lot, and it's very easy to remove. So, oh, you also want to remove this right here. Let me grab a screwdriver and show you that right now. But when you remove both clips, all right, yeah. So when you remove both clips, this is what you're going to be watching right here when you're manually spinning your engine over to find top dead center. But you would also want to double check that by checking that you're in top dead center by using a screwdriver, pencil, or something. Don't scratch the top of your piston, but check that you're at top dead center with the spark plug out and shoving that down there just to see that you're at the very top. All right, I'll get back to you in a second when I've got all that removed. All right, well, I've got the air box removed, and now we're going to be taking this right here, which is a 30 millimeter. I'm going to be putting it right in here on the crank pulley so we can spin over the engine. I will note though, most of y'all's might be different, but I've got a very tight fit in between my crank pulley and where I need to get this down in there. So I've usually got to, if I don't got to use it on pushing it down there, I've got to use it on removal. But I've usually got to, see how it gets wedged there before I can get it down in there. I've got to use a crowbar, and very gently, because you don't want to mess up your crank pulley. I put it right here, and all I do is I push that aluminum. That's just an aluminum shield. I push it out of the way just a little bit so I can get my thing down in there to lock onto that bolt. So I'll do that to you when I get back. All right, well, I've got that down in there, as you can see. And what we're gonna be watching for now is if you see right there, let me get my finger down here. You've got a little notch right there. You can kind of feel it with your fingernail. If you've got one, I got one right now. And what you're gonna want to be doing is lining up this center point right here with that notch. And that will tell you if you're at top dead center. Keep in mind, that will tell you if you're at top dead center only if your distributor gear inside there was put in correctly, which mine wasn't, which is fun to deal with, but most of y'all should be put in correctly. But if you see mine pointing the opposite of that notch, and I say it's top dead center, all that means is mine is 180 degrees reversed that way. So don't copy me on that next part. Make sure yours is pointed that way. Honestly, just make sure it's pointed in the direction of your wire that's going to cylinder number 1. All right, well, as you're getting close to top dead center, like I said, mine's 180 degrees out, but let's forget about that for a second and look over here at our drive gear, whatever it's called. I don't know, you guys know. Let me zoom in there. As you get close, you'll see these notches. I'm going and looking at the green one, but it might be different on yours. Make sure you verify that. It could, I'm pretty sure the front one is 10 degrees out. I could be wrong. Always double check what I'm saying, because I genuinely don't even know what I'm saying myself. But I'm gonna go with the green one because I've used it before and it works. But all you wanna do, let me zoom back out here, is you wanna turn this until it lines up with that split in the block. That is your point of lining up, I guess is what you'd call it. So I'm gonna get you a good angle here and I'm going to line it up. And you wanna do it slowly because there's a lot of compression. Hopefully, if your engine doesn't have compression, you got bigger issues than adjusting valves, but you should have a lot of compression, and if you don't do it slowly, it'll try to turn over and you'll mess it up. But that looks good to me, and I will catch you in a second. What is that noise? You guys hear that? I don't know what I just heard. It's a crazy animal. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Pencil. Yes. Now we're gonna be proving that we're on the compression stroke. So, as you can see here, we've got a 13/16 socket and we've taken out our beautiful spark plug. Looks perfect. So I'm very happy about that. Engine's running good. But all we're gonna do is come down to that hole and we're gonna just, also, you can use this, you can use this. I prefer this because plastic is not gonna scratch the head of that piston. That will scratch it though, so I play it safe and just poke it here with plastic. But anything will work if you're careful enough. But all I'm gonna do here is show you, oh my word, how far down this goes. If you can see, I'm going in right now. That's as far as it goes. All that is. And all that shows you is that that piston is right up against the spark plug hole and you're in your compression stroke. Now, very, very small chance you could have gone all this wrong and you're in your exhaust stroke. But as long as you're following all my other directions, you'll be in your compression stroke. So we'll get into the next segment. All right, well, if you've made it this far, good job. Now comes the tricky part, actually adjusting the valves. So we verified we're at top dead center. Mine's opposite because I have a stupid engine. You should be right here. I'm right there too. Cause yeah. So this is gonna get kind of confusing, but bear with me. I'm not actually adjusting all these valves. I'm only adjusting valve number 4. because I had a problem with it. So I thought I'd make this video on how to adjust them. So I'm gonna show you how to adjust the valve on this valve, but it applies to every single one. But right now, I'm gonna skip the step of adjusting the valve and act like you've already adjusted that valve. I'm gonna teach you how to now move on to the next valve. And then I'll show you how to actually properly adjust it so you can do it for the first one. But I'm gonna show you because I've got to turn my engine to the correct position to adjust number 4. So if we come back over here, I'm actually gonna use this paper properly now. We can see our firing order. Our firing order is also the order we adjust our valves in. There's some people who say you can do it counterclockwise, and that allows you to just do them all in order, so you don't have to keep jacking up each side. But we've already done enough confusing things in these videos. I'm not going to confuse you guys anymore. So if you look here, our pointer there on the distributor is basically pointed towards here, which is number 1. Perfect. Mine's opposite. But that would mean if you turn it again, what's the next one that comes up is number 4. So we would be adjusting number 4 next. So if you're following this order, adjusting all of them, you're gonna go like this. You're gonna be where we're at right now on the distributor. You're gonna be adjusting number right here. You see right here, number 1 first, and then you're gonna turn it. What you do, I'll show you over there. You're gonna turn it 180 degrees upside down, and then you're gonna adjust number 4. 180 degrees, so you'll be back at that top dead center little green mark or whatever mark you have on there, and then you'll be at number 3. 180 degrees again, and you'll be upside down again. Then you're gonna do number 2, which is pointing down here. These 2 wires are crossed. So if we come back over here, right now, we're supposed to be pointed towards here, which would give us right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this thing right here, and right now we're at top dead center with the mark, and I'm gonna turn this mark 180 degrees so it's pointing straight down. And I've luckily got a mark on the inside of this thing right here that I could show you that we're straight up and down. But that's a good thing to add to yours if you want to be more accurate. All right, so what we're gonna do is, I guess I won't stop the video, I'll just show you guys. We're gonna manually turn this. It's got a lot of compression. That means you got a healthy engine. Hopefully yours got a lot of compression too. But as you can see, I've got the upside down mark, and we're gonna get it as close as we can to that middle line to show us that we are 180 degrees out. And what you can also do is, in between these adjustments, you can take this thing out, middle thing out, to make sure you're looking, because this kind of blocks your view. You can look exactly down and see that crack and see you're exactly on point. But I can pretty much do this with my eyes, and you can pretty much tell close enough when you're that close, which I think I am right now. And I'll take it apart and I'll pause the video and I'll show you that we're there. All right, well, here we go right here. I went ahead and took out that socket so I can show you guys exactly that I am indeed on top dead center. I might be a little off. You can just spin this with your muscle. Spin it a little bit. Make sure you're directly over it. Now I'm perfectly lined up. Let me see there. It's hard. It looks like I'm not on camera, but I am, I promise. So now I'm going to show you how to actually adjust your valves. You're going to be, if you're following this step for all 4, you're going to be doing it on this one. I've adjusted it 180 degrees out, which I already explained over there on the work desk. But I'm going to be doing it on number 4 over here, which would be your next one. Then you do that one, and then you do this one. But I'm doing it on this one. So let me move some stuff out of the way, and I'll get down there and show you how to do that. All right, as you can see here, I've jacked up the van now, and we're looking at the valve cover. First of all, you want to get this. Crap, what was that? Oh, geez, I hope my jack's good. All right, you want to get that wire out of the way. And then if you look down, here's the tools I'll be using. We've got a 15mm socket, this adjustable wrench for tightening it, and we've got our flathead screwdriver. So you want to take this flathead screwdriver. This is kind of tricky, especially with one hand, so you're gonna pop this cover off right here. So you just want to get it like that. And, there we go. You want to make sure you have something down here, because especially on the left side of the engine, so cylinders 3 and 4, this side, at least on my van, likes to leak more, even when jacked up, when you open this valve cover. So I got kind of a small piece of cardboard, so let's hope it is lined up right, but we're gonna, okay, not really any drippage, that's good. But as you can see, look at those clean valves. Our gasket stayed on there, so we'll go ahead and pull that off and make sure we, oh, there we go. We did the gasket on. So we'll put that gasket back. And looks like I did catch it around the corner though, so let me move that over a little bit. And here we got our 4 valves. I'm gonna be adjusting these too, because that's cylinder 4. This would be your second set of valves that you would be adjusting if you were going in the full order. But as you can see, you want to make sure, like, you feel that it's a lot of play. Shouldn't be a lot of play. This should be solid. I haven't driven my van in a while, so these hydraulic lifters down here have I don't know what I'm talking about. Forget it. Anyways, so if you see up here, this is what we're gonna be adjusting. So you're gonna have these 2 nuts. Presumably they are 15mm. Mine are like a little bit smaller than 15mm, so they like to strip when I use 15mm wrenches. So I'm using a socket, and I'm gonna loosen those both up because you're doing them both. Loosen them up, and then they just free float. I'm gonna try to get a better zoomed in view for you. Here we go. So these 2 right here, you can loosen them up, bring them towards the tip, loosen them up, and then these screws are, the screwdriver is where you're actually adjusting the little pin that pushes up against the valve rod or valve guide or whatever you want to call it. Not sure. So that's the actual adjustment. These are just your locking lugs to lock it down after you've adjusted it properly. Now, if you own one of these hydraulically lifted engines, which is I think it's all the Vanagons, I could be wrong. At least all the water-cooled Vanagons have this. If you ever have seen a video of someone putting some type of feelers gauge, measuring a specific depth at what to adjust these with, that's wrong on these engines. On these engines, it's supposed to be touching. So what you're gonna do, I'll show you now. Let me grab, oh, I'm a mess. Let me grab my screwdriver. What you want to do is, first of all, you want to back this out until you feel no resistance on either way. So right here, I got no resistance. It's just free floating. That one's good. I'm gonna do the same to this one. Back this out till got no resistance. Now if I go this way a little bit, you feel it stop right there. That's where you got your resistance. You want to go there and stop. You feel the resistance. Stop as soon as you feel it. We'll do this one. Keep going. Oops. Sorry, this is a lot harder with one hand. Keep going, keep going. Oh, right there. I can feel it right there. It catches. You want to stop. So now you've got those guides. If you look on the side, those guides are just touching, barely touching that valve rod or valve guide or whatever you call it. After that, you want to do 2 full rotations of these arms right here. Some manuals will say, or I think some Volkswagen manuals said 1.5. It really is dependent. If you do 2 full turns and you've started to open the valves and and you get loss in compression, back it off and do 1.5. But otherwise, adjust them all to two turns. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna feel that resistance right there. I'm gonna go 1, 2, oops. That'll be 1, sorry. 1.5. Oops. 2. Those were half increments, not full increments. I'm saying it wrong. So that looks about right. In the video, I could be wrong. I have a bad memory, so feel free to roast me in the comments if I adjusted it to the wrong length, but we'll do the same one over here. Skipping the video if you already know how to do this, which I don't know why you'd be watching the video if you already know how to do this. I don't know what I'm talking about, it's late at night. So I'm gonna do 1, darn me again, 0.5 or a half. Now we're at 1, 1.5. Crap. 2, right there. I think that probably went a little too much. Oh my word. This is 2. There we go. Bear with me. So then we're going to lock these back in. Lock that back in. Okay, we're good. And then most people will say you want to, like, make sure they're tight. Most people will say you want to stick your screwdriver in the middle and hold it in place as you use a wrench to wrench down the locking lug. If you really have tightened those tight with your hand, there's no way that pin's moving anymore when you tighten it with a socket. So I just say screw the holding in place, and I'm just gonna tighten her down. I probably adjusted it a little wrong anyway, so if it moves a little bit on the tightening down, probably a good thing. So get a little side angle there. See, we tighten it down. And that should be good. All right, well, that should be it. I don't think there's anything else. I probably did miss something, but honestly, nobody's gonna see this anyways. This is more just so I remember for the next time I need to do it. But if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, I guess, and watch my other videos because I guess I'll make more. All right, see you later.